Less noise, more impact. This week we speak to MP Shah Hospital CEO Toseef Din on doing meaningful work. This is She Means Business. I am your host, Claire Munde. Toseef, we're happy to have you on She Means Business this week. And you know, it's International Women's Month, and this year the theme is Accelerate Action. Now, as I was doing a little bit of research on you, I saw an interview where you talked about making noise. You know, we're in a space where we're told women need to speak up to get their place on the table. But you said that it's not necessarily about being the loudest talker, but it's about making the right noise and for the right reason. So speak to us a little bit about that. What is the right noise when it comes to women taking their seat at the table?
Thanks for this, and indeed it is International Women's Day, so a very happy International Women's Day. And the thing about Women's Day is that the tragedy is it only happens during March. It would be very nice that such kind of action happens throughout the year. We don't have to make so much noise about it that it's, March and we're talking about International Women's Day, let's do these interviews, let's do these quotes. It should be a time when we are talking about women throughout the year. And this noise that we talk about shouldn't be just noise for ourselves of the things that we have done and what we have achieved and what impact we have created, but what is the impact that we have created for others by making that noise. And when I say noise, using your voice to create that impact, to accelerate that change for other women who are perhaps reporting to you, women who you are working with, even having strong male allyship, with them. It's like it's a symbiotic relationship with them. So I think it's about really coming together, airing your concerns, and not only always keeping yourself at the center of everything, but make noise to create impact for everyone and the community at large.
Wow, so making an impact for everybody. Yeah. And still on those interviews you've done, you've also spoken about, when you're away on leave, you give a chance to other people to take up that acting CEO role.
Yes.
Speak to us about that, about the importance of letting others lead and see themselves in those roles that they think are very, far away from them.
Yes. So it's something that I started about a year and a half ago. So of course, as a CEO, you can't be working 24 hours a day. And there are times that I also want to go on leave. Maybe I'm attending a conference. Maybe I'm here sitting and having this interview with you. So what I decided to do is to have a policy of a rotational CEO. So whenever I'm on leave, I would say my chief financing officer would be the acting CEO. My chief operations officer would be the acting CEO. And I think that this has really liberated people, that even we can become CEOs and their aspirations. And I think for me, what has been the learning lesson is that I've empowered people. It has really given them wings to fly and to be able to explore themselves, and they can improve themselves. And it has been really a lot of fun. And when I come back and they say, Toseef, we made 1, 2, 3, 4 decisions in your absence. And of course, I can't say that all the decisions is something that I would agree to, but the beauty is that I'm able to even accept those decisions and correct them, that the next time I'm away, do it this way. And I think that also becomes like a training and a mentorship program for me. So it's something that I'm incredibly proud of. And the good thing is that it's now also happening with the other heads of departments. So the people who are reporting to me, when they go on leave, they leave people below them as they are acting in charges. So I think it's really a ripple effect, and it has really empowered the employees of the MP Shah Hospital.
Wow, that's awesome. And as you're talking about, let's say, leaving the chief financial officer to take up that role and so on and so forth, your background is in accounting and finance. So tell us what that journey has been like to come to one day being in the C-suite, being the CEO.
Absolutely. So my journey is very fulfilling, I would say, and yet very satisfying and rewarding for me at a very personal level. I joined the hospital in 2011. 40 years or 40 plus years ago, I didn't know that the hospital that I would open my eyes in, because I was born here, I would be working as the CEO of that hospital. So it's a very rewarding journey to give back to the hospital that I was working in. So I started working in as a head of finance, and then the chief operations officer, and now being the chief executive officer. And over the years, I think what has really kept me going, because a lot of people ask me to see if this is your 14th year of being in the MP Shah Hospital, are you not bored? But for me, it has been a challenge with every role, where the head of finance came with its own challenges, its responsibilities, its opportunities. The chief operations role was a totally different ball game for me. And now being on an executive position, you are making different type of decisions. You're expanding the hospital. Your focus is more on strategy. It's more on governance. It's more on ethics and integrity, on sustainability. So every role has come with its challenges, but I also feel that it has also come with plenty of opportunities for me, and perhaps that's the reason why I'm still here, because I've still got that drive to do new things every day, challenge myself, break the glass ceiling.
Yeah, that's awesome. And now you talk about sustainability and ethics. It comes with so many roles, and I can see even where we're seated, there's a verse there. Tell us, what role has faith played in your life, in your personal life, as well as your career journey?
Absolutely. For me, I come from the Islamic faith. And for me, Islam is not just a religion, Claire. For me, it's a way of life. It's not that I will only do things because I have to do them. With every decision that I make in this hospital, I make it by putting God in front, that God is watching me. Am I making the right decision? And as I make those decisions with my spiritual consciousness very active, I also make those decisions keeping in mind that what if this decision was made for my mother? What if the person sitting next to me was my sister? What if the patient I am now making a decision for is my father? So I think that really guides me towards it. My religion teaches us a lot of compassion, a lot of ethics. It's about doing the right thing even when no one is watching. For me, the turning point for me started in 2015 when I went for the annual pilgrimage called the Hajj journey. They say it's a journey of a lifetime. When I went there, Claire, I just felt like all my sins were washed away. And when I came back, I had a different feeling to life. Life gave me a different purpose. It gave me a different meaning. And it didn't stay with me in my heart. I put it in the hearts of my children, in my husband, in my family, in my colleagues, and now even in my leadership journey of being very intentional about what I'm doing. Our religion teaches us that everything is about intention. So whenever I'm making my leadership decisions, I'm like, what is really my intention of making these decisions? So for me, religion plays a very strong part in my life, personally, professionally, and I think it's my guiding pillar for every single decision that I make. And I must say that I'm very blessed to be in this position. Today, even when I'm stuck, I open the Holy Quran and like, what is the Holy Quran guiding us towards? I open the life of our Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and he is one of the most beautiful examples of a human being. What would he have done? So it really guides me in too many ways.
Wow, that's beautiful. And now you've talked about family, children, and your spouse and all that. Tell me, how has it been work-life balance or work-life integration, as they call it these days?
Yes.
Have you been able to manage, a very demanding office and a hospital at that, as well as your personal life?
I think it's a question that every CEO is asked. I just hope even male CEOs are asked this question, because I feel this question is always about the female CEO. So for me, I'd want to drop that label and answer it as a CEO of the hospital. I think it's all about prioritizing and managing. The MP Shah Hospital is a very patient-centered hospital, and our vision is to become patient-centric with every decision that we make. So our strategy guides us. So it is my hope and my endeavor that I am always following the strategy. I'm not doing so many things at the same time. You can't be all things to everyone. So I prioritize a lot. I do a lot of time management. I'm a big fan of checklists. That if, for example, I open the day at about 8 a.m., I check my emails. I don't keep checking emails throughout the day. I don't think I should be checking my emails 10 times a day. If I've checked my emails in the morning, I've responded to them, then I work on other things. For me, my family is the most important for me. I believe in the mantra that work never finishes. Yeah, you have your days from 8 to 5. Try and work the best to your ability and give your family time. Because what's the point of working and earning and you're not going to give back to your family, to your children who are looking up to you? Then your life is pointless. You should be able to be a mentor, a role model, a mother, a friend to your children as well. You should have nice family meals, you should have game nights, you should have religious discussions, you should have self-reflection days with your family. And family also means like my husband is my friend, you know, to be with him and come together as a family unit, because we now as adults, there are many things we remember from our families. We remember when we used to have dinner with my father. We used to remember when we used to go for shopping together. So it's about creating positive memories with your family. So work-life balance, work-life integration, whatever you call it, I think it's all about prioritizing. Don't have a feeling in your mind that I'm at work and I want to be at the beach. And then when you're at the beach, you want to be at work. Yeah. If you're at work, then give your work 100% with a lot of integrity, with a lot of loyalty. Give your worth to your job and to your boss. When you're at home, give the best that you can to your family.
Wow, that's amazing. The checklists and just what's the point if it's not for your family and all that. Now tell me, throughout your career, what has been that one hardest moment that you had to overcome and just move from there and just move to the next step?
There have been so many moments, Claire, in my life. I'm a very determined person. I always live with another mantra: never give up. You know, keep trying. You know, sometimes decisions really weigh us down and we say, this is not worth my time. I want to protect my peace and, you know, those kind of things. But by the end of the day, you have to live up to it, face it. And turbulent times happen in everyone's life. We are all facing a battle that no one knows about. There are 100 things going on in our heart even as we sit over here. For me, some of the toughest decisions have been during the COVID-19 pandemic. It was a very tough time for us. I'd just been appointed as the acting CEO of the hospital, and the first case of COVID was admitted in our hospital. And I didn't know what to do initially. Yes, we had clinical governance, we had protocols, we were having guidelines from the Ministry of Health, but suddenly I had to make some very tough decisions, like we had to start cancelling elective cases and shut the theatres down. We had to close some of our satellite clinics. Some of our staff had to be sent on leave. We had to change the way we were doing work. We had to institute a remote working policy. So it was like 10,000 decisions all being made at the same time. And you are wondering, am I making the right decision? Am I not making the right decision? What am I supposed to do? For me, again, I was putting the patient at the center of my decision making. But for me, there was decision fatigue at that time. You know, there was so much happening. Our staff were dying. You know, the nurses who I had worked with so closely, I was now attending their funeral. It was a very tough time. I'm so glad that it's over, and I do pray to the God Almighty that it never happens again. But I think in my career, that was one of the most difficult decisions for me to make. But it also built me to the leader I am today. It built in me a lot of resilience. It built into me a lot of emotional intelligence, a lot of self-awareness as well.
That's amazing. I want us to shift gears a little bit. What do you do for fun?
Oh, I have a lot of things I do for fun. You know, CEOs are usually labeled that they're so boring. They're always in this corner office, always replying emails, being difficult with the staff. I hope this CEO goes on leave. But for me, I have a lot of areas of fun. One thing that I thoroughly enjoy is going to the Karura forest. I invest a lot in myself, and I follow a very healthy eating plan. Fun for me is being in nature, forest bathing, strength training. I'm now well into my 40s, so I pick a lot of weights because I really want to be toned and fit.
How many kg?
That's a date for another day. But I do have fitness goals. So for me, fun is about investing in my fitness and going into nature. Fun for me is also to have very rich conversations with my friends. So I try to meet them once a month, have a coffee, book clubs with my family. Like very recently, my family with my sister-in-law and my nieces, we have formed a family book club. So we are reading a very interesting book by Lisa Wingate. And that's what we were discussing over the weekend. So fun is about having rich relationships, investing time in yourself, and a lot of gratitude. You know, you can be always in a very materialistic mode. I want this, I want that, I want that. But I think for me, also just grounding yourself and saying, I have all these things and there is a lot to be grateful for.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. And who's on your playlist?
Playlist, many people are on my playlist. Right now it's the month of Ramadan. We just started fasting,
yes.
so I'm listening to a lot of religious lectures. I'm listening to a lot of songs that are very Islam oriented. But I do enjoy music. I enjoy Indian music. I enjoy English music. But my go-to song are many, and I sometimes listen to Love Me Tender by Elvis Presley. I like those kind of songs.
Yeah.
So UB40 sometimes. There are some songs that I like from that genre. So those are some of the playlists.
Nice.
Yes.
As we conclude this interview, I'd like you to look into the camera and talk to the women who are watching and give them that one piece of advice as they scale up that career ladder, about resilience, about, not giving up, about just taking the steps that you need to get to where you want to go to.
Sure. So for me now, of course, also tying in with International Women's Day, for me, my message to the women out there, the ladies, the young girls who are out there, and even the men who are out there, is to believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you can't get to the next level. Have a lot of resilience. Be confident in your decision making and get a mentor. Mentorship is powerful. It is transformational. If not mentorship, get a coach. It is transformational in many ways, and I'm speaking from my own personal experiences. Get out there and invest in yourself. Continuous improvement. Be curious about learning new things every day. Life is a long journey. And in this journey, enjoy that. Don't beat yourself up for the things that you've not been able to do, but pat yourself on the back and say, I did it, and I believe in myself.
Awesome. Thank you so much. You've heard it from Toseef Din, the CEO of MP Shah Hospital. Believe in yourself, go for it, get a coach, and you will be able to climb up that career ladder. This has been She Means Business. I have been your host, Claire Munde. Until next time, have a good one.